What's up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we will be going over some season 8 photos for Arrow, ladies and gentlemen. Now, these are photos that go along with the first episode, and the source that I'm using is entertainmentweekly.com, aka EW, ladies and gentlemen. So that is where you can find these photos, or you can just search, Arrow season 8 photos, and you will get tons of sources with these photos, along with Instagram and Twitter, because Stephen Amell tweets like crazy just to let you know the progress of the season. So let's go over these photos because they're very interesting, and as you can see, there are some familiar faces. But I do want to tell you that season 8 is going to be different, ladies and gentlemen. Why do I say that? Because season 8 is the farewell season, and we do know that since last season they've been pushing forward with this flash forward stuff, showing Mia and all of the Team Arrow 2.0, basically, the future and what Star City will look like in the future. You know what I'm saying? So they're pushing towards that. And then you have the whole crisis situation, which also jumped off last year with the Elseworlds crossover and Oliver basically, taking one for the team. And this one is definitely going to hurt everyone around the world, such as how Iron Man took one for the Avengers, that sort of situation. So Oliver is going to be getting that sort of goodbye during this season, ladies and gentlemen. So there is a ton of stuff to read on this website, and I'm not going to read every single bit because you guys can do that, yourselves. I'm just going to describe the photos and point out, some very key factors in these photos. So the first photo is of Oliver and Tommy Merlin, ladies and gentlemen. This is crazy, right? You're looking at this and you're like, whoa, Tommy's back. So what does this mean? Well, you see Tommy in a suit. You see Oliver in, casual clothing. And they seem to be looking at someone, and that somebody that they're looking at is Dinah Drake, who seems to be, questioning these two about something. Now, if looking at this photo, you can see on your left hand corner side right here by Oliver's arm and the couch, there is a paper, and it looks to have some sort of sketch on it. Now, this could be their way of paying homage to season 1, you know what I'm saying, where Oliver was on this very couch, because this looks to be the Queen's manor, you know what I'm saying, the house. So this might be their way of paying homage to season 1. You have the sketch photo of the hood, and they're possibly trying to, put two and two together at this point to figure out who this hood could be. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they're placing it on Oliver, or maybe they're placing it on Tommy. And as I mentioned in the beginning of this video, this season is going to be very different, and it has a lot to do with crisis. And as you guys know, dating back to last season when the Monitor spoke to Oliver and he told him, you know what, you're going to be on my team, and this is going to be, your mission to basically recruit people to help stop the Anti-Monitor. So that's Oliver's mission for season 8, and we know that season 8, he's going to be with the Monitor, and he's going to be doing the Monitor's bidding, going out there and possibly traveling to different Earths, and possibly going back in time to get people to help. So I believe this is that sort of situation in this photo right here. We could possibly be on another Earth, and Oliver is trying to blend in with that Earth. So this photo right here could be the hood, ladies and gentlemen. And Tommy Merlin could actually be the hooded character this time around, because this is definitely another Earth. It has to be. It has to be. Because we already know our Tommy died, and also Earth X Tommy has also died when he was Prometheus. So I believe just me interpreting just this one photo that much, I think I'm like at least 90% right. So So as you can scroll down, it does say that, familiar faces will be returning. And as I mentioned, the Green Arrow will embark on a mission for the Monitor and encounter some familiar faces along the way to the Crisis on Infinite Earths crossover. And here is a picture of Maura Queen, and you guys know that this is his mom, and this happens to be, one of those scenes in which this as something that the fans are looking at, and, something that they've been wanting for a long time. This is something that would definitely make, Stephen Amell emotional and us emotional as well. That's what I was basically trying to say. Just to have her back, shoot a couple of scenes with her is pretty decent, pretty cool to bring her back for this final farewell season. As I mentioned, this could be another Earth, maybe where his parents, obviously are alive and well, you know what I'm saying? And he's alive and well on this Earth, maybe, or maybe he wasn't. I don't know the case. Season 8 is going to be crazy, ladies and gentlemen. That's all I can basically tell you. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be worth it, though. 10 episodes, yes, a lot of people hate that, but it's definitely going to be a very worth it type of series ending. And I can't wait. So here we have another close-up of Tommy, and he's looking like, damn, they found out or something like that, Like, how could they be, on my trail like this? Because that look right there is just like the look of a man that just got, caught or something, or exposed. Not much to say here, but I do like the suit. And me, personally, I'm not a suit-wearing type of person, so for me to like a suit is pretty strange. And here we have Dinah, and we also have Renee, and they're both in all black, meaning business right now, you know what I'm saying? But not necessarily business. We all know that Dinah, she is still, employed, obviously, by this SCPD. And judging by, the look that her and Renee has, they could honestly be partners. They're both wearing all black, sort of stealthy, blending in type of situation. Maybe they're undercover or something. But still, we're at Queen's Manor, and this is where I mentioned that they could be questioning Oliver and Tommy at this point. And she's holding up that hooded photo. But this time around, it's flipped on its other side where the image is facing Dinah. And we just have the back side. And there is a bit of a reflective image. Not much that you can go off of. The first photo that I showed you guys was better. And I believe that was the sketch of the hood. But I could be wrong. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Next photo is of Tommy and Oliver once again. Different angles from that couch. They're both sitting in like the same position. Almost, slouched over. They're paying well attention. Now Tommy has that, confused look on his face, and Oliver just looks to be a little bit worried, but extremely focused. Next, we have this famous stairwell. You guys know this stairwell way too well. But we have Dinah and Renee once again. They seem to be staring down at someone, and they're still in their all-black attire. This time around, you can see that the badge is still, slightly visible. It's hiding beneath her jacket. You don't see Renee's badge, so he might still very much be wherever this Earth is, like Wild Dog, but, closely, like, with the SCPD, maybe, seeing as they're initially together in these photos. Next photo we have is Oliver. Oh my gosh, ladies and gentlemen. This photo right here is just simply the best photo. You have your season 8 new suit, ladies and gentlemen. I love the way this looks. And then you have the return of the classic bow, ladies and gentlemen, back from season 1. One of the greatest bows that Oliver has had, and he personally loves this bow, But let's just talk about this suit. This suit is possibly the best looking suit that he has had all throughout 8 seasons. Although I am a fan of like season 4, I believe, suit, or season 5, but this one right here, it ties in with both the beginning and the end sort of situations. They meshed it together to make one brilliant suit. You have the combinations of season 1 and all of the other seasons existing with this creation. And I love it. You know, this green looks great. The hood is great. But you know, this time around in this photo, for some strange reason, we have the face mask back, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I know that is blurry, but once we, well, the page has a reloaded problem. Sorry about that, folks. All right, we're back on track. I might have zoomed in a bit too much, but still, nonetheless, you can notice that in this photo, this Oliver Queen, although I'm saying it as it is another version, and I believe that this could be another Oliver Queen, you do see that there is a face mask on. And you know that since last season, he has been going out in the public as Oliver Queen, aka the Green Arrow, just due to the whole situation with him being behind bars and then being, you know, deputized by the SCPD. So now this could be another Oliver, you know, on another Earth because of the green mask situation in front of the face, or this could still be our Earth 1 Oliver blending in with another Earth, meaning he's just not trying to be exposed. Maybe on this Earth, no one knows that Oliver Queen is the Green Arrow, so that could be the reason why the presence of the green mask is here again. But nonetheless, the outfit is still dope. I love it. There is that staircase once again. This could be the bottom level. Maybe Oliver's looking down towards something, and then Renee and Dinah are up at another level looking down at the same thing. Or they could be looking down at this arrow, you know what I'm saying? Maybe they're chasing this guy. Who knows? Next photo we have is Laurel. Now, this is the Laurel from Earth 2, ladies and gentlemen, who said that she will be our Laurel for Earth 1. So confusing. But there's still like hints of Black Siren in her, but she's really making that turn to be Black Canary for this Earth, you know what I'm saying? Now, this suit right here is probably the best suit, you know, secondary to Oliver's suit for this season. I love that they brought back this like yellowish look for it. You have a little fishnet design in the torso area. The yellow just really makes things pop. I love the all black leathery look as well. And as you notice, she has cut her hair a little bit. Now, they did release some concept art with her having longer hair, but for some strange reason, you know, people do things during the off season that, you know, just hits the audience and just, you know, sort of affects things a little bit, because a lot of people were hoping for that longer hair look, but she still looks amazing. She looks badass in this photo, and I love the suit. You know, there's nothing much I could say about this character. Just, you know, basically, as I mentioned, she's going to be our Laurel for, you know, this Earth. She's not going back to Earth 2, and honestly, I don't even think she has a way back to Earth 2 unless she goes, you know, the long way and goes to Central City and asks, you know, Cisco or Barry to, you know, breach her to the next Earth or something like that. Next photo we have is of Team Arrow 2.0. Now, I did mention that, you know, Team Arrow from the future was basically Team Arrow 2.0, but this one right here could definitely be like a 2.0 situation. As you can see, we don't have the other existing members in this photo. You have Oliver, you have Diggle this time in this photo, and you also have Laurel, aka Black Canary, aka Black Siren, in the background. Now, what's interesting about this photo is you have the suits, but as you can see, Diggle has gotten a new suit as well, and he has hints of green in his suit, ladies and gentlemen. Now, a lot of you guys are going to, be losing your mind over this photo because of the green. Now, this is a huge thing because during last season, in the Elseworlds crossover, where you had John Wesley Shipp, aka Barry Allen from Earth 90, once he was able to, come through the breach and deliver that message to our Earth 1 counterparts, he mentioned to John, oh, you're not wearing your ring. Things must be different on this Earth. So that right there was just like, a tease at Green Lantern, sort of an introduction for the character. And this is something that we've been waiting for ever since it's been teased, early back in The Flash, with that air bunker and stuff like that it belonged to a test pilot, and, somehow the pilot disappeared, and then Barry became, the person to basically take over and claim this bunker and stuff like that and use it for whatever, Central City Police Department needs to use it for. But anyway, as I mentioned, the green right here, this is something that a lot of people are trying to, connect theories and stuff with. He's still Spartan, Now, he could be Green Lantern towards the crossover, you know what I'm saying? Now, he could play both counterpart characters because we do know that there is going to be a great amount of, actors portraying multiple counterparts, you know what I'm saying? Example, Tom Cavanaugh is going to be playing Pariah and also Reverse Flash, and then not to mention he's going to be playing a different Wells this season as well. So there could be a possibility that a Wells could show up in Crisis, you know what I'm saying? So maybe that's like 3 characters he's going to be playing. We do know that all of the characters coming back for season 8 of Arrow is going to be playing different parts. As I mentioned, Tommy Merlin could be the Green Arrow on this other Earth that Oliver is visiting. You have Malcolm Merlin returning as well, and Adrian Chase. Now, they have said that Adrian Chase is going to be different this season, like totally different, something that we're not expecting. So maybe he won't be Prometheus, maybe he's going to be the Green Arrow. You know what I'm saying? We are said to, be visualizing different versions of Green Arrows on different Earths. You know what I'm saying? They don't all have to necessarily be played by Stephen Amell, which is amazing, because I think like Tommy Merlin would make an excellent Green Archer, and maybe Adrian Chase can make one as well. But yeah, John with this green here, it's hard for me to explain it without upsetting people, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people want to hear the words Green Lantern, but there is no indication of Green Lantern as of yet. It's still theorized, But the green does make people wonder, you know what I'm saying? But that could just be, an homage to Oliver, basically. I'm going to sport some of your color in my uniform and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying, as remembrance of what you have done for this city and blah blah blah, because we do know that he is going to be leaving everyone behind and Star City is going to need its protectors, you know what I'm saying, the other members of Team Arrow. So this could be the main reason why you have John in this sort of get up teaming up with Laurel. You don't see Renee or Dinah in this photo, so say what you guys say about it. Let's go to the next one. Here we have Dinah. As I mentioned, that police badge right there on the belt of her waist. You can see now it's more visible. But what's very interesting about this photo, ladies and gentlemen, as I've been talking about Another Earth, with the whole Tommy situation and Oliver, let's take a look at Dinah. As you can see clearly, this right here cannot be our Earth 1 Dinah. Now, I say that because if you guys remember, Earth 1 Dinah has, gotten into a serious injury with that scar around her throat being cut, you know what I'm saying? And messing up her canary cry because she was, basically a natural born metahuman. You know what I'm saying? Well, not naturally born, but she had the existing powers of canary cry or scream, whatever you want to call it. You know what I'm saying? And if you guys remember early back in like the early seasons of Arrow, you had Laurel, who wasn't a natural born, like a metahuman. That's what I'm trying to say, guys. It's hard for me to unbaffle these words and stuff like that. It's early in the morning. I'm giving you a breakdown video, but they were using some sort of device, to amplify that canary cry or whatever. But if you guys remember last season, as I mentioned, Dinah was cut in the throat and she lost some of her cry. It wasn't as strong as it used to be, and it left a scar around her neck. Now, as you can see clearly right here, there is no slash mark around her throat area. A lot of people may say, well, you can't really tell from this angle because of her hair. It's slightly cutting off her neck area and stuff like that. But there are more photos online, ladies and gentlemen, and I took the liberty of looking at all of them closely, and not one of them show a scar around her neck. So that's where I put two and two together, that this could definitely be another Earth that we're visiting. You know what I'm saying? This could be that journey that I mentioned, that mission that Oliver is on, going to other Earths, collecting heroes, blending in, that sort of situation. So yeah, as I mentioned, no scar here. You see the police badge. She's still wearing the black getup. You know what I'm saying? Now she's sitting in the chair very comfortably, and they're still inside Wayne's. I said Wayne's Manor, Queen's Manor. And that chair is super awesome, but it does look like it is a very hard chair to sit in. And we have one last photo. Do we have one last photo? Nope. But what Entertainment Weekly has actually done is they given us more in this one photo. This one batch of photos released. Here's who's returning for Arrow's final season. So here is your photos of the characters that will be returning for this season, in case you guys were wondering. As I mentioned, Malcolm Merlin's returning, Tommy. You have Maura Queen returning as well. And then some other characters, ladies and gentlemen. Yao Fei is returning. This is going to be possibly like a flashback maybe, or this could be another Earth situation. We don't know exactly what's going on, but these characters are returning, and Yao Fei is definitely one of my favorite characters since the beginning of Arrow in the its earlier seasons. As I mentioned, Malcolm Merlin returning. He could be playing a different role this year, and possibly in Crisis. The return of Katana. She will be in this year's season as possibly a backup sort of situation. Like for maybe a member of Team Arrow, looking from another Earth, or whatever sort of, situation they're going to put her in. It could just be a flashback scene once again, but she will be returning for like one episode. Maura Queen, as I mentioned, and it's always good to have, the mothers come back for, reprising their roles and stuff like that, whether it's the final season or they're just bringing them back for like a couple of episodes. You guys know the situation with the Flash and bringing back Barry's mom all the time, as the face of the Speed Force or something else, Let's see. As I mentioned, Tommy will be returning. He's going to be different this season. And you also have Adrian Chase. And if you guys remember this photo right here, this is from the Comic-Con trailer. Now, I believe that trailer is going to be, just a hype trailer for this upcoming season. We are probably going to get at least one more trailer as we get closer and closer, ladies and gentlemen, because we are less than a month away now. And that is it for everything that you need right now on season 8 of Arrow.